Hi guys, we are Table for Two. This is our new podcast. We rebranded, and today we're really excited because we're gonna have a very special guest join us for this episode.
Yeah, her name is Alex. She is a sex worker based here in our city, and we're going to be asking her a whole lot of questions and hopefully getting one step closer to breaking the stigma against sex workers.
Stay tuned for when Alex joins us. Hello everybody, welcome back to our podcast. We are joined here with our first guest here.
Alex Moon.
Hi.
Happy to be here.
We're happy to have you.
So before we start, tell us something about yourself. Just introduce yourself briefly.
My name is Alex. I am currently an OnlyFans girl. I've lived in El Paso for 4 years, and I'm originally from Amarillo, Texas.
Oh, that's nice. What helped you to move here?
I was honestly just trying to get out of Amarillo.
Yeah.
It's not a fun place to be.
Yeah.
There's nothing there.
So how did you first start getting into the business?
Okay, so I started sex work before I was even supposed to, so I'm not going to say the year because I don't want to get in any legal trouble. So before I was even supposed to, I was just put in a situation where I didn't have family to lean back on, and I needed fast money, so I went to go work at this small local strip club, and yeah, I got the job. It wasn't a hard audition process. They just made me strip down to my underwear, and they checked my body for any drug tracks, anything like that, and they were like, "Nope, you're good."
Wow.
Threw me on stage that night.
It was that
The
simple?
same day?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is a really small club, so other
Yeah.
clubs, it can be kind of challenging because
Yeah.
other clubs have different demographics. Some only
Right.
want big booty girls that only walk around the club. Some
Yeah.
want girls who are going to do pole tricks. Some want girls who can sell rooms, and some want girls who just can make money on the floor.
Yeah.
So
What's something about your job that might surprise people?
that I love it.
Okay,
I love it. I have 3 degrees, and I still prefer corn.
Yeah.
3 degrees in what?
I have an associate's in world religions. I have a medical degree, and then I have a degree in modern physics.
Yeah. Beauty and brains. See? Best of both worlds. Would you say your field is competitive?
Competitive and oversaturated.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to stick out.
Yeah.
And if you don't stick out, I wouldn't consider my profile one that really sticks out compared to like Camilla or Kazumi,
Yeah.
or any of the other big porn stars right now, or any of the big bops on TikTok right now.
Yeah.
Mine isn't really one that sticks out, and you still gotta. It's still something you can make money with,
Right.
regardless. You just gotta know how to do it.
Yeah. Just really get the fields and attracting when it
Yeah.
comes. Wow.
What part of your job do you genuinely enjoy the most?
I have my own time.
Yeah.
I recently, I was thinking about, before I started sex work, and I was working at this convenience store called Pack-A-Sack. I'm calling them out because they're a shitty company. And I was getting paid $12 an hour, and I remember going into day shift one day and begging my manager for hours so that I could pay for antidepressants.
Yeah.
And he told me no. And then, of course, at that job, I had girls who pretended to be my friends and then, would secretly complain to me to the managers and get me written up for nothing, for the same things they were doing.
Girl.
And now I'm I run this business. My best friend is my assistant, and she's like my sister.
Yeah.
And I can go wherever I want. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't mean it's less work. I definitely
Right.
work 12-hour days.
Yeah.
But I have my own freedom. And I'm
It's
not
your own
answering to
time, your
anybody.
own thing.
Mhm.
That's good. So since you've been in the industry, you said for how many years was it? 8 years, right? So how do you think that you've grown? Do you feel like you've grown professionally, personally?
I think for some people it helps you emotionally. This is not a field for everybody. It's
Right.
really easy, especially in the strip club and when you're doing full service sex work, to get stuck in the money and the drugs, because it's fast money and it's so easy to just be like, I'll just spend this money today and go to work tonight and make
Yeah.
a bag. And it's just so easy to get stuck in the drugs and
Yeah.
the bad influences, and you really have to be resilient and hard-headed and know what you want. And I think that's helped me mature emotionally, but I think it's also aged me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it comes to like online sex work, it's definitely a learning curve from like in-person sex work.
Right.
So it's just like, can't think of the words. I would say online sex work is harder than in-person sex work.
Yeah.
In-person sex work, a guy sees like, I like you, let's go together. Like, and like when it's online sex work, it, you know, there's thousands of girls doing OnlyFans, thousands of girls selling content, and you have to. It takes a lot to provide something of value that these men want to buy, versus something in person. Because you go to a strip club, you're like, oh, I like that one. Yeah. That's it. End of story. Yeah. Online, you're like, okay, 20 other girls with their camel toe out. Like.
Yeah. Which one do you prefer?
What do you mean?
Yeah, like, do you like in person or online?
Online.
Online?
Absolutely. Online. I mean, I wouldn't recommend sex work to anybody unless this was like their absolutely last resort. And for me, it was my last resort. I would never, if you have like your family support and, you know, someone to fall back on, absolutely do not do this. Yeah. The in-person is so toxic. I mean, online too, yes, but it's a different kind of toxic. It's just like I don't drink alcohol, and I've gotten roofied off of mixers. It's not safe. Like, and you have to be aware of yourself, and I think a lot of girls think, oh, I could go strip and make a bag, and I could do a pole trick, and then, you know, and then they, like, try to climb, and they, like, bust their head open or something. Yeah. And I definitely prefer online. I prefer the content I give online. I think my online content is more centered towards sexual healing, versus, like, in person. It's very much like a quick thrill. Yeah. Versus, like, you know, I feel like online, I feel like it's just, like, higher quality clients. Yeah. And, you know, yeah.
Online, was it hard to start making money through OnlyFans? Because I've read statistics where they make, on average, like $6 a month.
Yeah. That's why a lot of people, especially, I know a lot of girls on OnlyFans that also have TikTok are now coming up and being, do not start this fresh out of high school. Right. Because the most people make $6 a month, $100 a month, and then they think they're going to make millions, like Sophie Rain and stuff. And you really have to think about it. You have to find good patrons and respect your boundaries, especially with content. I know a lot of customers will take advantage of newer creators because they're like, oh, they need the money. Let me just ask for something outrageous. I'm going to be honest, I make most of my money off of 8 men. Yeah. 8. 700 men subscribe to my OnlyFans, and I make most of my money off of 8 men that I talk to every day. Right. And they don't even buy my content. They just send me money because they like me.
Wow.
That's crazy. That is crazy. So we know there's a lot of stigmas that come with being open about working in the, like, as a sex worker, especially like online. What do you think is the biggest misconception or judgment you face because of your work?
I think sex work just has such a negative connotation around it in general. As soon as people hear sex work, they automatically assume full service. Yeah. And it's such a broad umbrella. And again, I will say it 100 times. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. This is not for everybody. Right. Your parents will find out. Your family will find out. Your employers will find out. I had an ex, and his nephew bought all of my content just to show it to my ex's family.
Oh my God.
And of course, I was scrutinized for doing what I do, but the child who was under 18 and used a fake account to buy my content and then illegally give it to somebody else. Yeah. Like, let's be real here. Yeah. Yeah, it's a permanent thing. Unless you have crazy money and you can pay someone to take your stuff off the internet, it's still going to be somewhere. Yeah. someone's gonna know you, you know, anywhere. Yeah, it's definitely, it affects the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So you gotta like keep that in mind before you put explicit content out there. I always recommend anybody who wants to make OnlyFans content, because OnlyFans is just a platform.
Right.
Make non-explicit content first. You can still make sexual content that is not explicit.
Right.
Because once you're explicit, once your nude-nude's on the internet, it's on the internet.
Yeah.
That's it. So that's the worst part, is like how people treat you.
Yeah. How do you get treated?
In person, not nearly as bad as online.
Yeah.
I get a lot of girlfriends and stuff that DM me, and I know, like, I'm a girl's girl, I will always say that, but your relationship is not my problem.
Right.
I'm not responsible for the boundaries in your relationship. I'm not responsible for what you consider cheating. I am doing my job.
Yeah.
You texting me, asking me to block a man who's paying me, not my problem.
Yep.
Not my problem. And that gets a lot of pushback. I remember the first time I posted a video of me at the strip club and on Facebook, and my mom, and me and my mom don't really have a good relationship anyways. So for her to get under my post and tell me how I'm, you know, and I'm in like a robe, okay, and for her in my heels, like you can't even see anything.
Yeah.
And for her to go on my post and just be like, Alex, for you to have all your business out there for everybody to see, I didn't know I raised such a whore.
She commented that on your...
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Not even, like, call you to...
And then there's my dad, complete opposite. He's like, are you safe? Yeah. Cool. Everything's consensual? Yeah. You're not being sex trafficked? No. Okay. Have fun. Tell me if there's, like, a page you create that I'm not supposed to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's like my two parents on a scale. So, and then of course, I have a sibling who also bought my porn and shared it to my family for shits and giggles, because she just wanted to cause the drama, and I don't have enough of a relationship with that side of the family to really care.
Yeah.
And she still paid you, though.
And she still paid for it, and she bought all of it.
Exactly.
And at that time, it wasn't much, so it was like $800 worth of content. She bought all of it.
Oh my god.
And I was like, where is all this money coming from? Because I know your child needs child support.
Yeah.
I know you did not pay your child support this month. Where did you get this money from?
Do you feel like there's a lot of double standards where they come off more on you? Like, for example, where they say they ask you to block their man. Why are they getting mad at you?
Exactly.
Like,
I think women are not used to holding their men accountable.
Yes.
Hold him accountable or leave. And hold yourself accountable. It's your relationship.
Yeah.
It's not my relationship. I didn't consent to that.
Yeah.
Leave. If you don't like it, leave.
Yeah.
Leave him. Why would you... I think women are in such a place where... Not all of them. I say it as an umbrella term and very vaguely. There are a lot of young women who have not yet found their sense of self-worth.
Yeah.
And so when they find a man who loves them or, gives off that they love them, they want to stick to that.
Yeah.
And so when he does things that are bad, when he, things that, especially if it's a monogamous couple, if you agree that watching porn and talking to OnlyFans girls is cheating, that's cheating.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry that you're going through this, and I'm sorry you're in a relationship where you feel like you could tolerate this. I wouldn't if I was in her shoes, but not everybody is like that. And it's just, it's not my problem. And it's projection at the most. And I just try to be understanding of that and I'm just like, I'm not going to block him, but I will suggest that you talk to him about boundaries.
Yeah. I think it's very mature to do that, to set your own boundaries.
Yeah. I know a lot of girls who are like, a lot of OnlyFans girls are like, fuck you. And I'm just like, baby girl, that's not my relationship.
Yeah.
And it's not my problem. I'm sorry you're going through that, but
yeah, exactly.
It is what it is.
If you could sit down people and clear one thing up, what would you want them to understand? So like a misconception you could kind of explain and set things straight with people.
It's really not that bad.
Yeah.
there are worse things that people do on earth than two people having consensual sexual encounters.
Right.
There are worse things that people are doing, especially right now in the U.S. There are so many other things to worry about.
I know.
We have so many other things to worry about right now, and it's not sex workers who are working consensually.
Yeah. So, have you heard of the movie Anora, which came out? Have you seen it?
Yeah.
So, it's getting a lot of buzz right now. It's all about sex work, won a ton of Oscars. What are your thoughts on the movie?
I think it's very interesting because when you think about, like, Pretty Woman,
Right.
now all these men have this savior complex that they can swoop in and save a sex worker. And, I think Adora is definitely realer than Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
It shows you a lot of things, like how she's has a bad home life and she's like stuck in the cycle of the drugs and the money, and then she finds this man who she finds financial freedom from, or thinks she can find a new life from, and it just doesn't work out. And then she goes back to her old life, and that's very real, and I think it's a very real lesson for women to learn, and also for men. Don't go to the strip club to fall in love.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very real. Somebody out there is living that life.
Right.
Somebody out there is living that life, and I'm sorry for her, because that's a horrible reason to go to the strip club.
Yeah.
Work there.
What were your thoughts on how they portrayed Annie?
It was so interesting because you could see in her character that she didn't want to be a Nora. And even in her personal life, she was using her stage persona. And I do that too sometimes when I don't want people to know me, when I don't want them to know real me. Like, my stage name is Nyx. So, like, if I meet somebody outside of the club or they see me at a bar or something, oh, it's Nyx. That's it. I get that. I think it shows a lot about how she was raised and how she feels about her life. And how she just wants to be separated from it. Yeah, because she uses Annie up to the point that she meets the boy's parents.
Yeah.
And then she does something she's really insecure about. She speaks her native tongue, and then she gets bashed for it.
Yeah.
And that's very real. That's, it was a nice sense of vulnerability, and it shows how she really wanted to impress these people. She was just in her persona the whole time until the end, and she couldn't be.
Yeah.
And then she, wasn't used to seeing a real nice person when it actually came to her.
Right. Would you say that still ties in Igor as, like, the man saving the woman?
No. I think he was just being kind, and she wasn't used to it, because as soon as he showed her kindness, she tried to sleep with him.
Yeah.
And she was just used to trading her money or her body for something in return. And, he was a good guy for saying no.
Yeah.
But it's not like the savior complex that is in Pretty Woman.
Right.
So, yeah.
I'm glad you feel that way. I feel like a lot of people miss that point of the movie, and that was the real message of it.
Because she just went through this, like, superficial, worst possible relationship anybody could possibly.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have to hide your job in a way? Or do you, like, tell people, like, straight up, like, no, this is what I do for a living?
I don't lie about it to anybody, but I do tailor how I tell some people. Like, earlier at Dutch Bros, this guy was like, he's like, what do you got for today? I was like, oh, I'm going to go get my nails done, and I'm going to go work. And he goes, oh, what do you do for work? I work for myself. I'm sorry, it's a teenager serving coffee at Dutch Bros. Not about to talk to it. Children do. And children to me is anybody under 21. I don't care. A child to me is anybody under 21. You did not consent to know about my job, nor do I feel comfortable telling you that.
Yeah.
And I do tailor it. Like, if I'm out for the night, it's also man repellent. It's crazy good male repellent. They're like, oh, what do you do? I do OnlyFans. And either like, ooh, can I make content? I'm like, can you stay hard for 8 hours? And then they're like, no. I'm like, oh, okay.
Right.
Or it's like, oh, she does OnlyFans. She's ran up. She's used through. And then walk away.
Yeah.
I'm not going out to find men.
Yeah.
It's great man repellent. Other girls are over here spraying. I mean, I spray my body in glitter, too, to get the men to stay away from you.
Right.
I'm like, do you want my card for a free subscription? Oh no? Okay, bye.
Do you feel like your job empowers you? And do you think it would also empower other women?
In the right way, yes. Sex work can either be super healthy or super toxic. Just like on the consumer side of it could be healthy for you or it could be really toxic. Same thing for the producer side of
Right.
it. It can be really healthy. You can have healthy boundaries. You can stay like strong-headed in it and resilient through all the bullshit, or you get sucked into everything.
Yeah.
That's all bad. And I feel like there's no in between.
Yeah.
What do you see next for yourself? Like any creative or personal goals you have right now?
Right now I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I am working extra hard on my site right now because I found this house that I want to buy.
That's good.
It's like $1.2 million, and
Yeah.
I was like, it's here in El Paso, and it's got like a lake in the backyard.
Oh,
I saw it on Instagram. I was like,
Yeah, like that's my house.
Yes.
popping this coochie extra hard. Extra hard because I want to buy that house, and that's like a short-term goal. Long-term, financial freedom,
yeah.
and then what I do after it. I would like to carry my aspect of sexual healing outside of OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So maybe couples therapy, sex therapy.
Yeah.
Helping people, get comfortable with intimacy.
Right.
Helping people through their sexual triggers, stuff like that. I feel like all of the work I do online now has that secretly coded in it. Nobody wants to see it flat out.
Yeah.
But it's in there, and then people notice it in the soft way that it is. And that is what really sticks with me. That is what feels deserving to me when people, like, compliment my stuff. They don't talk about how pink it is or what my booty hole looks like, my boobs. None of that. They talk about how good they felt after. Everybody deserves that. I think everybody deserves to be comfortable in their sexual energy. And I would love to have financial freedom to help other people.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, I just want to have, like, crazy money. So it's like, oh, you're a random person that wants to go to college? Oh, your mom is sick and she's dying from cancer? Money.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to help people. Like, I have no desire to live in a big mansion and take mansions away from nuns. And, I have no desire to do that. I just want to help other people.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm completely okay getting a bad rep for the rest of my life in order to help other people.
If anything, the bad rep is just stigma.
It's just stigma. It's like
Yeah.
what people are conditioned to believe.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, even Mary Magdalene was depicted as a whore in the Bible, and she was Jesus' favorite disciple, and she was never a sex worker.
Exactly.
So, like, I don't care. People's fear of sex work is conditioned into them.
Yeah.
Even, like, there's a study where they gave monkeys and taught them, I believe it was bananas as currency, and the women literally started changing the bananas or whatever it was they used as currency for sex from the male monkeys.
Yeah.
It is bad because people make it bad. It is bad because the government doesn't like it.
Yeah.
And that's all it is.
Yeah. And then you doing all these great things that you want to help people, and
It's-
people will still see sex work.
Yeah.
No
people
matter
will
what.
You know what? I could stand outside a grocery store with a big sign that says, "This OnlyFans girl is going to pay for your groceries today." And someone would still be like,
Yeah.
look me up and down with disgust and be like, "Okay, pay for your own groceries, Susan."
Yeah.
Like, I could help kids, like, cure cancer, and I could, like, pay actual astronauts to go to space and find real things
Yeah.
for $10 million that would actually benefit us here on Earth. And people will still see sex worker.
Yeah.
And that I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Do you think there was ever like a point where you were worried about your reputation in a way that you were like, I don't want that to follow me for the rest of my life?
No, because I don't do anything that I don't feel confident in. Boundary-wise, I have lots of boundaries, especially when it comes to my content. And a lot of the people in the porn industry are really big on no kids, no, like, just boundaries, general boundaries. Consent, get tested, no kids, no animals,
Yeah.
like, ethical stuff. And I don't feel bad about anything that I post because I'm not posting anything that's hurting other people.
Yeah.
And I never would. If somebody that I made content with 5 years ago texted me today and was like, hey, can you just take it down? I'm not doing your content anymore. I wouldn't even ask any more questions. I wouldn't say, oh, you need to pay me out to take it. Oh, you need to send me the cease and desist letter for me to take it down. No. I have absolutely, like, no regard to give anybody trouble.
Yeah.
So I don't regret anything I put on the internet because I've just come to terms with it, and I also don't care what the mass public thinks about me. There are a few select people in my life who I care what they think about me, but the keyboard warriors, no thank you.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care what Fox News. If Fox News put me on there tomorrow and was like, this lady showed her coochie in outer space, like, I was with another adult, it was consensual, moving on.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
I don't regret anything I put on the internet.
Yeah. How do you feel about those that do TikTok at like 16, 17, and the second they turn 18, they start OF? I mean, they already start like promoting that they're gonna do it.
So, y'all remember when Bella Thorne opened an OnlyFans and it was literally just a regular picture of her?
Yes. Yes.
That's what I think they're doing. I haven't subscribed to any of those people to really find out, but, you know, you can tell people don't get into sex work until you're sure that's what you want to do. And they'll be like, whatever, it's an easy way out. People only see the product. They don't see the production. They don't understand what it actually is until they immerse themselves in it. And sometimes you got to let people run into their own walls until they are tired of breaking their nose.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. Some people, you know, I mean, if you're going to open an OnlyFans and do non-explicit content, then be real about that. But don't be a girl who's, you know, there's so many different types of girls. Like right now there's a lot of girls turning 18 and are like, I'm a mattress actress. And it's like a regular picture of them and they're not doing any mattress actress activities. I'm like, baby, you're just a creator. Okay. You know? And there's nothing wrong with girls who, I think there's definitely like a thing against those people, and those 18-year-olds have a thing against the seasoned workers.
Yeah.
Just do it and don't hurt anybody, and don't be mad if it doesn't work out for you.
Yeah.
That's it. And if there's someone like, I don't know who did it recently, like Bad Baby. Like Bad Baby, and the moment she turned 18, she opened that.
Yeah.
I would say that was a smart move. Was it disturbing that men on the internet were sexualizing her at that time in her life and then decided to buy the content? Yeah. But smart move for her. She made money.
Yeah.
Everybody on the internet already thinks she's this brat.
Yeah.
You know? Like, oh well, she opened an OnlyFans, you know?
Yeah.
Like, but, like, if you told me today that what is her name? Alabama Barker opened an OnlyFans, when she has Nepo baby money to do something great with the world, and she decided to open an OnlyFans, I would be like, are you for real?
Right.
Are you for real? You know? It's just, it is what it is at this point. People are going to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
And if it's good or bad, I mean, that's on them.
Like you said, it's what they have to learn, what they go through.
Yeah. Any other sex worker who's, like, been through it, like, really been through it, we've been through all the bad things that could happen to you. You meet all the people who you think, all the other porn stars who you think are, like, holy grails, and you meet them and they're actually huge assholes and have low morals and stuff like that. They just have to figure that out for themselves.
Yeah.
They're not going to listen, so might as well just let people do what they want to do.
Do you have any advice for anybody that wants to start their OnlyFans or, like, get into, like, sex work?
If you're going to start sex work in general, no matter where you go in sex work, hold your boundaries strong. Don't let these men make you think that you absolutely need their money, and you know, this man will, you know, I've always gotten offers for men who are like, especially here in El Paso, where men are like, want full service acts for like $300. Don't accept,
Well, what's the average, like?
Well, I charge $5,000, And that's for however long it takes. If it takes 3 minutes, 3 minutes.
Yeah.
If it takes an hour, okay. If it takes anything longer than an hour, I'm charging you double.
Yeah.
Don't settle, especially if it's something you don't want to do. No one really wants to do full service.
Yeah.
No one. But how else am I going to make $5,000 an hour
Right.
at this moment in time? So don't settle for people who want things that are against your morals. Like, will always be men on OnlyFans who, I even got a request this week and it was kind of sick. This guy wanted me to step on a live animal in my, like, fetish heels. And of course I said no, because absolutely what the fuck. But now I have to tell people when I'm explaining to them my limits, no animals. And you would think, oh, no animals, bestiality, duh.
Yeah.
And it's because this man wanted me to step on a mouse. So just be strong in your boundaries. In general, I think that's a general thing. Just be strong on your boundaries. And for every 2 people who are like, oh, that's too much money, there's going to be 1 man who just gives you money because he thinks you're pretty and you talk to him.
How do you set your boundaries though? Like, how do you determine like when to say no? Does it like?
I feel like I do have certain boundaries, like just things that I would absolutely not do in my own personal sexual life. Like obviously those are upfront, and then there's just some things I don't do with clients because it's just not theirs to have, and that's not what they're paying for. If it makes me uncomfortable, I start with, could I charge more money for it and be more comfortable? Or would I still be uncomfortable? If I'm still uncomfortable when I think about raising the price, I don't do it.
Yeah.
And everybody has a price. If you're still going, when you think about it, your price is not high enough.
Yeah.
It needs to be a price where you're like, $5K, you know? You know, whatever that feeling is for another person. If that feeling for you is $1,500, go for it.
Yeah.
If that feeling for you is $10,000, go for it. I remember Sophie Rain, these men were like sending her offers for her virginity.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she said no to all of them because she doesn't want to give away her virginity.
Yeah.
That's her moral. That's her boundary. And she's absolutely okay with that.
Yeah.
And some people are okay doing things I'm not okay doing. And for every man who's like, I could go over there and get it for $300. Then go over there and get it for $300. And then walk your ass to Planned Parenthood and take the other $300 and get tested.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boundaries are just, if it makes you feel icky, charge more. And if you still feel icky, don't do it.
Yeah.
If you're going to think about it for weeks and weeks and weeks and you have to go to therapy to talk about it, just don't do it.
Yeah.
Save yourself the money, save yourself the pain. There are other ways to make money in sex work that isn't full service, that isn't something that's going to make you sick, that's going to make you mentally ill.
Yeah. I think that's the big misconception is that people think sex workers, they think full service.
So you want to hear a funny story?
Yes.
Okay, so there's these church ladies, and they're in every town. And they always bring us goodies at the strip club.
Mm-hmm.
And they always bring us soap. They give us coupons to get tested. They bring us condoms, like anything a sex worker might need at the strip club. And they always go, do any girls need help? You know, they're offering their help. And you would think, oh, these ladies are practicing humility and non-judgment in their religion. No, these ladies think we're being sex trafficked. I learned that. These women think that we're being sex trafficked. We're being forced to work at the strip club. They think they're like, and I'm sure it's happening somewhere. I'm sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you know, these women are, you know, here I am thinking they're practicing their religious due diligence.
Yeah.
And no, they think we're being sex trappicked.
Wait, so
Every time they come in, they think we're being sex trafficked. Like, they'll talk to me and they'll be like, well, you're pimp. And I'm like, my what? She's like, say it with your titties. Like, she's like, you're pimp. My what? Excuse me? And she's like, well, how do you stay safe? And I was like, a 9mm? These women think everybody is being sex trafficked. They think all of us are being sex trafficked. That all of us are on crack. And all of us have to do drugs to do our job. They are, you know, here I am, I'm thinking, oh, they're being so nice. They're No. They have, like, a completely different idea of what we're doing there.
Yeah. Can't believe that. That's crazy.
And it's just because they could never see themselves in that situation. I've learned this over time, that people who are like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I could never do that," is because you've never been put in a position where you need to. And that's that. These women who have been with the church their whole lives, and it's been beaten into them that sex work is bad, and, you know, all of this stuff along all the other side the church does to women. It's been beaten into them their whole lives. So when they see it in us in real life, you know, their conditioning is telling them that, like, we must be at the worst possible point in our life to do this.
And that's something we need to break.
I think so. Yeah, I think sex work is not like I said earlier, sex work is not the worst thing going on in the world right now. There are so many things going on right now that I think those ladies could focus on. If they took that money that they used to buy us condoms and stuff like that and, like, gave it to children in need or the children in Gaza or, you know, anything else, like, it would...
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's someone in the strip club who needs it. Like, I'm sure there's that one girl there at some point in any club in El Paso who is being sex trafficked and needs that help. But people are still going to hear it. There are people who are still going to hear about OnlyFans girls or full service girls or strippers or, you know, whatever else anybody else is doing that is considered sex work, and they're going to flinch.
Yeah.
It's just going to happen. And then there's going to people who will be like, oh, okay, and walk away. And that's it.
Yeah.
And in person, nobody acts like they do on the internet. Nobody.
Exactly.
I've had men in, like, Walmart turn to his sons and go, she's a stripper. And I was like, why would you tell your children that?
Yeah.
I hope your children go home and tell their mom that you know that this girl in Walmart is a stripper. And then I hope that lady divorces you.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, you tell your kids you go to the strip club, tell them that you sit in front row with no money and expect the most out of every girl on stage. Like, you know, like, it's just, and men are good at that, especially, like, they're good at hating on sex work and then profiting from sex work.
Yeah.
They're good at, and that's why agencies are such a thing right now, because how else are men going to make money from OnlyFans if they're not in an agency? And men in the strip club, they'll go to the strip club and then they'll go home and tell their wives that they need to look like this girl who's had 3 BBLs, butt implants, 1,000 cc implants in her boobs. Like, men are doing that.
Yeah.
Like, men will go to the strip club, pay for a full service experience, and then go home and be mad when their wife that they've forced to go to work and then come home and do all the housework and take care of the kids while he goes to the strip club. He's like, well, you didn't fuck me like that, girl. It's the men doing it.
Yeah.
It's the men doing it. They hate the fruit and love the tree.
Yeah.
So it's just, it is what it is. And I don't think it's I don't think the negative connotation around sex work is going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah.
Well, like, it's never stopped anybody from doing it.
Yeah.
You know? And it won't, because there will always be a market for it.
Do you see yourself doing this for many more years as well?
I have, like, an idea in mind of, like, where I'd like to be when I stop, like, financially. And then, will I be able to upkeep the current life that I've had on that, you know, in that high numbers that I'm trying to...
Yeah.
I think, again, I'd love to help people get comfortable with sexual intimacy. I'd love to help other girls figure out how to make money on OnlyFans, like, really make money. Because, like I said, I have 8 men who pay all my bills, send me money for shopping, send me money to go get waxed, send me money if I just because they thought of me, send me money because I told them good morning.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need 1 million followers on Instagram to be good on OnlyFans. It helps.
Right.
It helps to help other women understand that and how they can make money off of their own 5 or 8 customers, something. And I don't think I'd ever charge for those services. I think that's one of those things where if someone is serious about it and you're giving them the free way to do it, either if they're serious about it, they're going to stick through with it. And if they're not, you can tell in 3 weeks. I mean, there are parts of OnlyFans that is hard, but it's not as hard as working 12 hours at a hospital and doing brain surgery and dealing with other nurses who you can't stand and dealing with your coworkers who bully you. Like, everybody deserves that freedom, and if you can work for it, then you can achieve it.
Yeah.
And I would love to teach other people that.
So let's say, like, you blew up overnight, like, millions of followers, billions in your bank account. Do you think you would stop?
Looking at you.
Do you think you would stop making content, or would you continue?
No, I would still continue. And just because I feel like, how do I put this? Just because you blow up once on OnlyFans doesn't mean that that's it. That's it. You know, like that girl Camilla and Sophie Rain, they make millions a month.
Yeah.
Bonnie Blue, yeah, she fucked 1,000 men, but whatever. Like, she makes $2 million a month.
Right.
Like, and if you blow up once and that's it, you're over. It's done. You don't make any more off of that. So the goal is to get viral and stay there.
Yeah.
It's never to just go viral and then come down, and then go viral again and come down. I feel like people are chasing that. People are chasing the go viral and come down, go viral and come down. You go viral, people see you, and that's where you stay.
Yeah.
That's the goal. So if I do something viral on this video, please. Yeah, and that would help me a lot. Yeah, that would help me get where I want to be.
Yeah.
But I'm still very grateful for where I'm at and how financially free I am right now. I don't have to work at the strip club anymore. I'm actually fixing to clean my locker out. I'm going to move across the country, or across the world, sorry.
Yeah.
And that's that. Make me viral.
Absolutely. Would you say one misconception is how I think some men think of it as women doing it for male attention? But really, would you agree with that, or would you just say...
If that's what you believe, then you are the target audience. You are the target audience. You think I'm doing it for your attention? Great. Buy it.
Yeah.
You know? If that's what you think. If you think I have daddy issues and that's why I'm doing this, okay. Buy it. You believe it, don't you? And that's all that matters. You think I'm doing this because I, want male attention or, whatever other things people say on the internet about low self-worth.
Yeah.
If that's why you think I'm doing it, okay. But, it is what it is.
At the end of the day, they're buying it.
They're buying it. The same, I've watched guys give me hate comments on my Instagram and then hop over with the same username to my OnlyFans and then request to buy my content and request custom content that is upwards $500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at these contents, you look at Sophie Rain's comments, and it's all horrible. And she's making $42 million a year.
She's not having sex with anybody.
That's what I'm saying.
She's not having sex with anybody, and good for her. And she doesn't... I've seen her content because part of it's field work where you subscribe to other OnlyFans.
Yeah.
See how they're doing it from a marketing point of view. She's doing a great job.
Yeah.
And good for her. Kazumi, good for Kazumi. Love her. She's a great, genuine porn star who actually, she went viral on OnlyFans, then went into mainstream porn, and she is still an amazing person.
Yeah.
So kudos to her. And if men think oh my God, women on the internet are seeking attention, but you're paying attention.
They're still giving the attention.
Exactly.
So, thanks. Moving on. Even if they leave a negative comment, a lot of these girls don't care because that boosts the post.
Yeah.
Who who leads you to your target audience. So comment your nasty things. I don't care.
Yeah.
So I can be like, hey, Mom, look, I got negative comments on TikTok. Yes! I made it. If I get hate comments, I'm like, losers. And then, like, move along.
Do you actually read the comments or
No.
no? Good. Yeah.
Sometimes, yes. I mean, I do see them in my notifications. Like, I did just some Instagram reels with my friend Katie, and she's like another El Paso local OnlyFans girl. And all the men in the comment sections were like, Katie, you look so much better than her. Your ass looks better than her. I love the one with the tattoos. The other one is just this. And I'm like, do you really think we care? It's like when men see two women banding together, they're like, how can we tear them apart?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, how can we separate them and use them against each other? But that's not how it rolls.
Right.
They're like, not at all. They love to compare, love to try and spread I like to say they're projecting their insecurities onto the internet.
Let's say the few times that you do read the comments, do they get to you? Or, like, how do you kind of, like, not let them affect you in a way?
Alex Moon is an extension of me. Alex Moon is not me. Alex Moon is this girl on the internet who paints half naked on OnlyFans. She's helping people heal sexually. And that is a extension of me, but it's not all of me. It's just what I want people to see.
So it's, in a way, it's like an alter ego.
Yeah, it's like an alter ego. And I love being that person. So they're not insulting me. They're insulting her. And that's what it is. And I've had, people before in my personal life who are like, why would you let people say horrible things about this? And I've had to make that boundary. I'm like, they don't look. Because I don't care about them, so you shouldn't care what they say about me. Yeah. And I think that's a very healthy way to do it. Everybody has an alias in porn because no one wants you to know their real name. Like when Sophie Rain got exposed for being like 23 or 24 when she tells everybody she's 20, so what?
Yeah.
So what? She doesn't want you to know her.
Yeah.
So that's why she did it. And you believed it, didn't you? You believed that she was 20. Okay, she's 20. That's it. When you meet these people behind the camera, all these OnlyFans girls, they're completely different. Why? Because that's just an extension of them. It's not all of them. And I think if you're an OnlyFans creator who pours all of yourself into that and gives everybody every little part of you, it's going to get to you. And that's not to be mistaken for not being authentic. You can still give people a smart part of you and it can still be authentic, but it's not the same as giving them all of you because that's what you think is authentic.
Yeah.
And it's the internet and people are so craving realness. People want realness. They don't want girls who are shopping at Chanel on every Saturday. They want real people. And that is what, I feel like that's what draws the line between OnlyFans and Pornhub. Because you're talking to a real person.
Yeah.
And people crave that. But it's important not to give them all of that. Because then you give all of yourself away. And then it hurts your feelings. And then you do things that you don't really want to do. Or you sleep with people that you really don't want to sleep with. Just to make content. Excuse me. There's like one thing. It's just, yeah. I think people think everybody on the internet is 100% real all the time. If everybody was 100% real, cancel culture would be going crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody would be Ash Trevino.
Yeah.
Like any bad mother on the internet would be that lady, that nurse lady. Like, people only post what you want them to see.
Yeah.
And that, I feel like, yes, that's important in a way. If you're a shitty person, you're a shitty person.
Yeah.
But it's important not to give everyone all the good parts of you.
Yeah.
It's okay to not give that to everybody and still be authentic on there and authentic to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't talk about my spiritual practice. Nobody wants to hear about how I meditate for 4 hours. And, like, nobody wants to hear about that. It is, like, men are like, cool, can you pull your pants down, please? You know? Like, I don't talk about that stuff because they don't care. Like, people don't really want to hear that. Not at all. Mm-mm. So it's just, I think that's the important part of it, is not letting it get to you. Like, just don't give everybody all of you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. You wouldn't be the same person that you are to your mom that you are with your best friend on, like, 5 shots.
Yeah.
You know? Like, you would not be the same person.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same idea. Like, you wouldn't be, you know, the same person you are to a professional versus who you are to, like, let's use, like negativity in the workplace.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't respond to someone negative that's giving you negative stuff in the workplace as you would on the street.
Right.
Yeah.
If a man came up to me and he just started touching me and talking to me, I would, like, scream bloody murder at the top of my lungs and walk away. If someone came up to me in the workplace, and let's just say a regular corporate workplace, and said something shady to me, oh, I'm sending them an email and I'm CCing in corporate and I'm CCing in our boss.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying anything to them, I'm just reenacting the conversation.
Right.
And it's the same thing on OnlyFans. Same thing on the internet. When someone, you just don't give certain people certain types. You know, don't get me wrong. If someone comes to me and asks for content that I don't find ethically right, and then they're an asshole about it when I tell them no, oh, you're going to get a very, very fun part of me. You're going to get a very, very fun part of me. And that's the part where you're going to walk away with your pee-pee tucked in between your legs. Because I don't play around. Like, a lot of the stuff I refuse to do is, so I'm very kink and fetish open with people, but I do have rules when it comes to, like, DDLG and age play and any of that. If I make age play, it is non-sexual.
Yeah.
I don't make sexual age play content. You want something like that, go find someone else, because I'm not about to do it. And if you sit here and shame me for that, you're about to get it back tenfold.
Yeah.
And I'm reporting you to OnlyFans. Absolutely. If you come on my OnlyFans and try to meet up with me, I will also report you.
Have you had people try to meet up with you?
Yes. There are people trying to meet up with me in my Instagram comments. Like, and I have to delete them because I don't want my account to get deleted.
Yeah.
So, and I believe the words meet and meet up together on OnlyFans are blacklisted, so people can't do that. People will go to links to put those 2 words.
Yeah.
They'll do M space 3 space 3 and, like, spell it out. And I'm like, the answer is no.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, but why? Why would I want to meet someone random on the internet?
Yeah.
Or they try to disguise it. They try to be cute. And they're like, can we collab? And, like, I tell the same men every line. I'm like, well, you know, you don't really have an established following and you don't have anything to offer me as a creator. And they're like, oh. And they're like, but what if I was? Well, you would have to go get a full panel texting 72 hours before we have sex. And you can't have sex with anybody else. And it has to be clean. And then you have to sign my consent forms. And then you have to meet my security. And then, like, I just make it super hard. You know? And then usually by the time they hear all the semantics, they're like, And then I'm like, you need to bring your own fluffer because I'm not doing it. And, yeah. They try to be sneaky about it, but they think I'm just having sex on the internet. Like, that's all they think it is. They think, like, oh, I want to have sex with my girlfriend right now. Or, oh, I think I'm going to masturbate. Let me just whip out the camera. No. I film for, like, 8 hours a day. Mm-hmm. And that's not just OnlyFans content. That's also all my other platforms. So it's a job. And I don't think they realize that sometimes. They're like, oh, this girl just likes to have sex. Let me see if she'll have sex with me.
Right.
Sex work has definitely shaped the way I see men now. Like, I know now a lot of women are awakening and realizing that a lot of these men are a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But I see, compared to those women, I see men completely differently. There was this guy, and he's paying me and my friend for a private night at his house. And no sex, just some strippers at his house. And he was paying us in cash. And then when it came time to give us our full amount for the night, he lost the cash. So he Zelled us our initial, and then he was like, well, somebody took the cash. And any other girl would look at their friend and be like, did you take the cash? No. Did you? Well, somebody took the cash. No. I 100% believe that man hid the cash and then tried to pin it against us. And I remember my coworker, she's like, he would never do that. Why would he do that? I was like, to make himself look good, to pin us against each other. I see men completely, like, I see it clearly. You know, when a man plays victim and he does something bad and then he plays victim, and then other women be like, oh, but he started crying. Tears don't faze me.
Yeah.
Tears do not faze me. Crocodile tears. And I think sex work has opened that for me, and I love that for me. I think, in a way, it makes me understand them deeper, and that could be good or bad depending on the mood I'm in and the mood they're giving me. Yeah, all these women are like, oh, but he started crying. He doesn't mean it, girl. Oh, he lost his money. He said we took it. He hid that shit. Let's be real. You had $3,000 in big bills, and both her and I came in with no bags, just our extra clothes, so that her and I both knew. And mind you, me and this girl are best friends. Mm-hmm. We work together. We've been working together. We see each other outside the club. Like, I see her outside of OnlyFans, outside of work. Like, she is my friend. I know her. And if she did take the money, she probably would have told me first. And made sure that I got paid, because I didn't get my full fee for the night because the money went missing.
And he didn't pay you?
Mm-mm.
And what do you do in those cases?
Well, I had already at that point made $2,000. Mm-hmm. So I just took it as a win, and we left, and that was that. Like, at least I made money, but I'm not going to sit here and, like, make a big deal about it, and I think sometimes that's what men want.
Yeah.
And I see that as a strip club a lot. Like, a lot of these men want to pin us against each other. It's fun for them to put us against each other. And, ew.
Yeah.
Ew. I love the way that it's helped me see men, because now I can see straight through the bullshit.
What do you see?
I do see a few good apples. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like, I like men. I'm attracted to them. But I wish most of them didn't exist. You know?
Yeah.
Have either of y'all read ACOTAR?
No.
Okay. I wish this 6'7" ferryman could pop out of the book and take me back to his world. You know, like, I remember one time I was talking to this guy and his friends and stuff, and he goes, well, what do you like about him? Because I was like, you know, feeling him out and seeing if I wanted to take him home for the night. I was like, he's so that's it.
Yeah.
And it's just so easy to see through the muddy screen with them now. And sex work has done that to me. And it's a gift. A lot of people see that as, like, a negative thing. They're like, oh, I could never see men the same. I could never see men. And you won't. Yeah. But at least you know what you're looking for now.
Yeah.
At least you know what you don't like. At least you know when they're trying to manipulate you, because you've seen it 100 times. You see it 50 times a night at the strip club. And I'm not saying all men are bad. There are women in the world who are bad too. Women in the strip club is as customers, outrageous. I'm disappointed in y'all. I want you to know it. I am disappointed in you. And, you know, so it's not all just men. Yeah. But it's definitely, it's just realer now, I feel. Like, if a man comes up to me and he goes, oh, so you're a sex worker? You'll never have room for a guy. Red flag, bye.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a sex worker? If you're with me, you know, I can take care of it. Nope, bye. Or they come to the sex club, the strip club, and they're like, let me take you out of this. Give me $50,000 right now, just for saying that. Yep. You know, and none of it's real. They don't actually mean it. They think they can.
Yeah.
But it's just, yeah. And then it's not also from customers that do that. Also, the men who run the strip club will change the way you see men.
Yeah.
And if you are starting working, this goes into information. Don't fuck nobody at the strip club. Don't fuck the bouncers. Don't fuck DJ. Don't fuck the manager. Don't fuck the security. Don't fuck the bar back. No one.
No.
Don't sleep with another dancer unless y'all were in a previous relationship before the strip club. Don't sleep with nobody. It's a trap. It's drama waiting to happen. I'm telling you, strip club managers, and I've seen it, there was an STD outbreak because the manager was sleeping with the bartenders, the waitresses, dancers, and there were dancers that literally stopped dancing over him. And I'm like, he's not even cute. It's not even cute. And there was like I've seen bartenders call the TABC and report us for prostitution because a dancer was fucking the same guy she was fucking. Don't sleep with nobody. Nobody. It's a trap. And you're not there to sleep with people. You're there to make money and go home.
Yeah.
That's it. Don't.
Do you think it would be hard to make friends with the other strippers in that scenario? Like in Honora, she wasn't really close with maybe just one girl, and the other girl, Diamond, had it out for her.
That's normal.
Yeah.
It's normal. And for different reasons for everybody.
Yeah.
I had a girl at Jags, and everybody knew her, everybody loved her, but she was a really veteran stripper. She was only friends with girls who made less money than her. One of my regular customers who loved me at Bucks came over to Jags because I wasn't dancing at Bucks at the time. And he was like, well, I have a lot of money to spend on you. And I was like, well, I'm not on stage right now. She's on stage. So he pays the DJ $100 to put me on stage, another $100 to play the song he wants to hear, and then made it rain $2,000 on me. So she got kicked off a stage so that I could make my money. And from that point on, every time she crossed me, she'd be like, bitch, don't look at me.
Wow.
Always had something dirty to say. I've had girls who's had it out for me just from the beginning. Like, I remember nobody actually celebrates their birthday on their birthday at the strip club. But when we celebrate our birthday, that's our birthday.
Yeah.
Don't tell nobody anything. And I remember I was on day shift and I was working and it was my birthday weekend. And this girl goes, yeah, but it's not really your birthday. I'm over here trying to sell a champagne room for my birthday. And she goes, yeah, but it's not really your birthday. And I was like, shut up. We celebrated your birthday for a whole week.
Yeah.
You know? It is harder to make friends in the strip club, but once you find like the right friends, you're good.
Yeah.
But everybody is weary of everybody because you don't know who is good and who is bad. You don't know which girls are going to fuck with you or fuck with your money. And I've had girls who I've been a friend with and then something happened, we weren't friends anymore, and then it's kind of an unspoken rule that you don't bring drama into anybody else's money.
Right.
And I just remember I went up to the group. She was there. Whatever. I'm here to make money. She turns around and tells the guy how I'm a raging bitch. And I was like, okay, time to move on. And then they were like, why did you leave? And I was like, well, I heard what she told you, and I'm not going to do that right now. And, you know, she was like, she just stopped being my friend out of nowhere. And, you know, I had my reasons, and yeah, it can be hard. And then she is in my mutual friend group with the other girls. So I'm like, I'm okay. They're all worried, and I'm like, I'm okay being in a friend group where not everybody likes me. A friend to all is a friend to none.
Yeah, exactly.
But, so, because of things like that, and it gets so much worse. This is just for me, because I don't drink drugs, like, None of that. And so for the girls who do drink and do drugs, and the girls who are making friendships so they can have their drugs, like, it is so much worse for them, and I know it.
Yeah.
I know it. I have literally watched people fight on stage over a pole.
Yeah.
Over a pole. Like, if some girl came up to me, she was like, no, this is my pole. Okay, bye. You're getting off stage. Fuck this shit. You know? And it's just, yeah, it's really hard to make friends in a strip club, especially with other girls, because you never know who has it out for you.
Yeah.
You don't, the same girl who told that customer, oh, it's not her birthday, really. She was only friends with girls that she could use for money and get money out of. So if this girl who was her friend got a champagne room, she was like, get me in, get me in, get me in. And now with my friends, like, if I can get my girl in, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But if your friend is like, get me in, and then isn't your friend because the customer didn't want them, that's not your friend.
Yeah.
I remember that same girl, she, like, bullied another girl in the locker room because they had the same outfit. And because this girl was getting her boobs done and she didn't want to pay for the bully's boobs. Mm-hmm. And I had to turn around and I don't really speak up like this because I don't want drama, but, like, I turned around in the strip club doing my makeup and I was like, that is bullshit, and you do not let her bully you. She thinks she can bully you because you let her. Tell her to sit down and shut up. That is not a real friend. And everybody heard it, and everybody would tell her, I said what I said.
Yeah.
She already don't like me. What the fuck she gonna do? And then I remember she apologized to me at some point because she saw an opportunity to make money with me. And she tried to apologize to me. Oh, I've changed and this and that. And then she threw rocks at her manager. Oh my God, everybody's gonna know who it is now. Everybody's gonna know who it is. Jesus. Oh well. Yeah, she, like, threw rocks at our manager.
Like, straight up just like...
So, customers didn't want her in the cabana. They kicked her out. And she told the manager that they called her the N-word. That didn't happen. All the dancers said that didn't happen. They just didn't want her in here. And so she was drunk, and I'm pretty sure she was on something too. She got all rowdy. They had to escort her out of the club. And then she was driving her car, opens the sunroof, and starts throwing rocks at my manager. How fun. You know, like, it's so hard to make friends because of girls like that.
Yeah.
And, like, there are so many other crazy stories about girls showing their true colors.
Yeah.
And some of it's gross. One time, this girl, and then they caught it on camera, so we all know the truth. I'm not going to say no names. She pooped in the locker room floor. And then blamed it on another dancer and made the house mom with cancer clean it up. And she went online that same day and she was like, I heard crazy stories about me today. And, like, we were talking about it in the dancer group chat. And I was like, somebody released the camera footage. They did it. Okay, I was just stirring the shit pot. But if you're going to go on the internet and call everybody a liar,
Yeah.
you better have receipts.
Yeah.
And for you to blame it on another dancer who is, like, a damn good dancer. Like, she's been a veteran for a very long time. For you to blame it on another girl, like, if I was in that position and I accidentally pooped on the floor, I would, don't go back there. Don't go back there. Yeah. I made a mess. I'm gonna clean it up. Please don't. I'm so sorry. Please don't go back there. Clean it up. Never happened. Like, that is the sensible thing to do, not make somebody with cancer clean up your shit.
That's crazy.
And I like to say that nobody really gets fired at the strip club. You just get put in timeout. No, she got fired. She's not coming back at all. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not saying no names because the club will probably be like, we can't let you dance here. That's happened before where girls have gotten political or like somebody has all it takes is one call to the club of a patron being like, she said this about me on the internet, it makes you guys look bad, and they like want to fire you.
Yeah.
That's all it takes to piss somebody off and like get yourself fired. So like, for legal reasons, this is a joke.
Right.
For legal reasons, this is a joke. Yeah. I'm so happy I'm out of the strip club. I'm so happy I'm out of the strip club. All of my friends are like, come dance, come dance. Like, the songs that I dance to, they don't play, because when they're on, everybody's like, oh, Nyx is on stage. They don't play them if I'm not there. So they're like, oh, come dance. Like, we haven't heard your songs, but I don't want to. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, I love to put on my 8-inch heels and a cute skimpy outfit and like twirl around in the mirror, and I love to go on stage, but I don't want to talk to men.
Yeah.
And I have to there. I don't want to do VIPs. I don't want anybody to touch me. So, yeah, I love my friends at the strip club, but I'm done.
Yeah.
I'll go if I absolutely have to, but no other way.
How do you feel about like Andrew Tate and other men trying to force those beliefs onto men, like young boys, impressionable young boys? How do you think?
You do not respect women, they will not fuck you.
Yes. I agree. Yes.
And if they do fuck you, it's not going to be good, I promise. I promise. And I love those memes that are going around right now. The man who's like skidding the high value man. If you have to tell people you are high value, you're not.
You're not.
Okay,
No.
Louis Vuitton is made in China. Okay? Yeah. Like, if you have to tell people that you are high value, you are not high value. I'm sorry. If you have, the first thing you say to a woman is, I'm a high value man. What do you have to offer me? What do you bring to the table? I'm like, can I have the name of your therapist, please? Oh, you don't have one. Okay.
Right.
Bye. Like, those men, I just feel like they've been rejected their whole life. And they, maybe they're dealing with problems at home, problems with their relationships, and they feel low about themselves, and I feel like everybody's been there. It's what you do from there that matters. If you are in this bad spot and you get emotionally intelligent and you start to understand yourself, do the shadow work, go to therapy, and you become a better person for it, absolutely. But you're also in a super vulnerable point when you're at that. And so that's where men like Andrew Tate come in. And they sell these men who are in terrible headspaces this facade. Mm-hmm. It's like a cult. Like you're drinking the punch, and he's giving it to you because you are at a spot where you are vulnerable for him. If Andrew Tate put more work into his hairline, he would probably have a happier life.
Probably.
And that's all it is to me. All those red pill men, all those high value men, like, if that's the first thing that comes out of your mouth, my pussy is dry.
Yeah.
And like, my pussy is dry. No lube can save that.
How do you think that they've affected the sex industry? Do you think they seem to take it out on you guys?
You still buy my videos. They sit here. Okay, so my favorite thing ever is when I have a patron on OnlyFans who comes for my videos and stays for the intimacy, stays for the aftercare, stays for the healing part of it. The people, like, anybody can buy a video, but it's the men who come into my comments and come into my DMs on OnlyFans and like are like, wow, what you just did genuinely made me feel good. And not just porn make you feel good, like genuinely made you feel good. And at the end of the day, I think Andrew Tate is also trying to make these men feel good. And he's going the wrong way about it. He's selling them this fake ideology because they're at a low point in their lives. And when people are low, either you are resilient through it all or someone gets to you first.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they can say they're a high value man. You're still paying for my content.
Yeah.
And if you aren't paying for my content, you're still paying $15 a month.
Yeah.
There will always be men like that. It changes over the time. But there will always be some flavor of self-centered man who is influencing other men to do the same. And I hope that these men who think they're high value have taken the red pill, that's the first thing that comes out of your mouth. I hope you wake up today when you see this video and you notice that you are just copy and paste of him. Yeah. You are not your own person. You are just you are just as bad as those ladies that come to the strip club and give us nice things. You're just as bad because you've been brainwashed.
What is it like to have sex with men? Just
in general?
Like the men that you meet that ask to do this?
Oh, no. It's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good. They think they're doing good, and I make them believe they're doing good.
Yeah.
That's what they're paying for. It's not good. It's not good. It's just a job. That's literally all it is. And if you can't tell it's just a job, that means I'm doing my job right.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of the men who pay for sex are men who can't get it in their personal lives.
Right.
And there's a reason for that. Either they're physically gross or they're inwardly gross.
Yeah.
And I have to deal with that. And because I am a sex worker and they are paying me, they think they can just show all of it to me.
Which one's worse? When they're like physically like?
If they're physically nasty, like
Yeah.
I could just play it off like, baby, let's go take a shower. Let's go take a shower before we start, and I can get you nice and washed. Like if I sleep with anybody, they're already tested. It doesn't matter if it's my
Right.
personal life or work. They are full panel tested, and I am calling the clinic on the paper just to make sure.
Yeah.
There will be no fake STD checks around me. And you are doing a full scan, like MGM, all of it. Like, all of it. Blood, urine, anal swab, all of it. You're doing all of it. There is no exceptions. There is no loopholes.
Right.
And so, mentally, I know I'm not going to catch anything. He just stinks. Maybe he just got off of work. Maybe, if, whatever it is. If he stinks, I'm not going to tell him. Bro, you stink. I'm not doing that with you. I would rather a man who's super kind, but he stinks. Let's go take a shower.
Yeah.
Versus a man who's just, like, emotionally disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel bad for them? Like if they're internally just nasty? Because of humans, I know we all have
Yeah.
empathy, but at the same time...
My empathy and my greater character says yes. I even have empathy for the people in my family who have done nasty things for me, and I
Yeah.
wish they would heal. But at the same time, we all have free will, and we are all responsible for our own actions.
Yes.
So, in a way, yes. Like if it's someone who's just like someone with a disability, like a physical disability, and they can't get laid because of their physical disability, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel bad for them. I feel bad for something that's out of their control. Yeah.
Have you ever been with a disabled person?
Yeah.
Is it different than?
Nope, it still works. The dick still works. Yeah, and he kept apologizing the whole time. And I was like, baby, you don't have to apologize. I even gave him a discount because he was so sweet. I mean, it was still a lot, but it was a discount.
Yeah.
And because I didn't feel so mentally tasked doing it.
Yeah.
And he was so kind to me, and he's like, well, when I was asking him, like, what do you want to happen in this session? And I am very kink and fetish forward. I don't, like, when it comes to kink and fetish, I'm, I have my hard limits, but I would say I am very open otherwise. And yeah, unless you're going to tell me, like, something gross, I absolutely won't do it. But yeah, he was super kind, and he was like, well, I don't know if you're going to be into it. I was like, I have heard it all, unfortunately. So whatever you tell me, like, I'm not going to mind. So if he asked me to, like, go down on him, I'm like, okay, cool. And I think he was just so ready for me to say, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me feel bad. And then even online, where men are, like, will ask me for something that is a little more on the taboo side, but it doesn't hurt anybody, and they usually get a no, I'm always like, yeah, sure. And I feel bad for those people because everybody should be able to experience their fetishes and kinks in a healthy, consensual way.
Yeah.
And then, you know, not everybody is so open to kinks and fetishes. They don't understand where they come from and, like, why people have them, and not all of us do. But consensual and safe.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for those people as well who get bashed for conditioning, that everybody is just forced to believe, oh, that's bad, oh, that's weird. I'm sorry we can't all do missionary. Like, I'm sorry we can't all do missionary. I feel bad for people who have very taboo kinks, like furries. Everybody goes for a furry.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, when people talk about kinks and fetish, everybody's like, furry. And it's really not that bad. It's just a whole bunch of people in furry suits getting fucked. You want Jason to chase you through the forest, okay? And then fuck you. Let's be real.
Yeah.
All the dark romance girlies who are reading the dark romance spot, I don't want to hear anything about furries come out of your mouth. Because I am a dark romance girly. And I've read some twisted shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do I like this? I think I do. Next page. Yeah. Maybe some men should read some of that.
Learn a thing or two.
Don't start at the dark romance, men. Don't get cocky. Don't start at the dark romance, because if someone came up and talked to me like the men in a dark romance,
It's different in person.
I would like take bug spray and be like, shh. Like, yeah, no. Let's see.
Do you think sex is a right or a privilege?
I think it's both.
Yeah.
I think it's both. I think people who hurt other people through sexual acts, men or women, it doesn't matter. If you hurt children, if you hurt people who can't consent, you hurt animals through sexual acts, that is a privilege you no longer should have.
Right.
If you are a child predator in any way, you don't deserve to have kids.
Yeah.
That is part of taking your privilege away.
Yeah.
If you rape women, you don't deserve to have sex.
Yeah.
If you have to take it, you don't deserve it then.
Yeah.
And it's a right of our own, because the government shouldn't be in its business. Like, when the law of celibacy came along.
Yes.
Like, that was no one's business.
Yes.
Like, and I think there was even a law about missionary being the only holy position. And that was deemed by the church that missionary was the only position known by God to be acceptable, because sex should only be used for procreation. And at the time, they were like, there should be no pleasure in sex. And missionary is the least pleasurable one for the woman.
Right.
Their words. For the woman.
Right.
And that is no one's right to tell you what position you should have sex in.
Yeah.
Or where you should put your mouth on your partner. It doesn't matter. It's like, why is there a law about how many sexual toys I can own in Texas?
Yeah.
That is my right. Okay, and they're not all the same. They're not all the same. And like, why is that anybody's business?
It's not. It shouldn't be.
I'm not selling it to me. I might. If a guy pays me for my favorite dildo, I might sell it to him. Yeah, it's both. It's a privilege and a right. But you can abuse both of them.
Yeah.
So they could both be taken away.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I like the way you put that. Well, anything you want to add?
First month is $3.
Well, we want to thank you so much for being here, clearing up questions, and one step closer to ending that stigma against sex workers.
Yeah. Until then, I will take the hate comments and the mad girlfriends and wives and just stick through it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us for this episode. We were really happy we got to talk to Alex. I definitely learned a lot, and I unlearned a lot of things too.
Yes, we hope you guys learned something too, and we're definitely going to be making much more videos interviewing new people every time that we film.
If you want to learn more about Alex or her work, you can follow her on social media. We're going to put it right here where I'm pointing. Maybe. I don't know how to edit. Maybe we'll put it right here. Follow us on social media. Like I said, we did rebrand. But we are Table for Two podcast. I am your host, Naomi.
And I'm Annalise.
And we'll see you next time.